What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Pro Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here. What could be the final week of TBL? This is week 10 of the TBL, where we unfortunately got randomized in the way the fates have went and rematched Playmaker and the Atlanta Victory Stars. Last time we took on Playmaker, we got a little lucky and we were able to pick up the W against him. This time around, I had to go different strategy. I had to go different team set, and I really wanted to learn from our battle last time. Again, I didn't get a chance to learn much about Sabers. About Saber. God dang it! When you say names in front of the screen, it ruins everything. Playmaker's team, because if you guys didn't know, and if you for everyone who that does watch that week 8 recap type of video I did, thank you all so much for watching. I tried to really put in a lot of work for that video. But the Twitch VOD was corrupted by a little bug issue that was on Twitch, but Twitch resolved it. It's fixed. But me and Playmaker, this is the only game that from the TBL is not on the channel. So me and Playmaker really were not going into this game not knowing which sets were which, who had what. So it was anyone's ball game for this matchup. But overall, this was a big match. If we win this match, we guarantee playoffs, and then Playmaker's fate is in the hands of Gold. If I lose this matchup, my hands are then in the fate of Gold, and Playmaker makes playoffs. This is going to be such a tough match, but at the end of this video, you guys are going to be seeing a real. You know what? I'm not even going to say anything more. But before we go into this video, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Push Shocker crew today because you'll be friendly with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let's get into this matchup. So, looking at Playmaker's team, he brought exactly what I expected. He did bring the same 5. Did not choose to still bring the Mill Tank this time, but he did choose to bring Corviknight this time, which was a mix of good and bad. It was good because I had, relatively speaking, 2 guaranteed ways to stop that thing and really kind of doing anything I really wanted with it. The only issue would have been probably having the Sylveon and Lapras here this time around. Could have been an issue. And looking at his team, if I had brought Archeops, Archeops would have been so good. But it is what it is. Excuse me. But yeah, so I was thinking to myself, what's the best lead in this matchup? And I was looking at his team, and I actually decided to think that my best lead was Tauros. Now, the reason why I led Tauros, he didn't really have any real switch into Tauros. Like, even if he brings in Corviknight as a body slam, I go for a Fire Blast, which guarantees a 2-hit KO right there. And if he goes for Rouge, he goes for Tailwind, whatever he goes for, I just go for the offensive turn right there. So, in regards, I didn't see any problems leading with Tauros. I almost led with Volcanion, because Volcanion was such a close win pick right there, just because I felt Volcanion just matched up super well in this matchup too, which was really, really good. We did take the risk though in this matchup with not going specs on Volcanion, but like I said, I'm going to leave it with Tauros. And if I didn't say it already, guys, it's every last week of a regular season I bring shinies, just because of the fact that one, it's to celebrate the end of the season, whether it's for playoffs or not. And then playoffs, I just go shiny the rest of the season as well. Overall, I wanted to have a little fun. So right now, I'm in a position right here, and also ignore all the little things right here. Playmaker can go for a U-turn here. He can go for a high jump kick, can go for the Powerball, whatever he is. I live anything. High jump kick is a 50-50 roll to kill with the investment I have. So if he wants to go for it, it's 50-50. If he misses, this thing's dead. He does connect. He goes for it, and he gets the roll. He gets the 50-50 and knocks out my Tauros, which is actually really detrimental there, because Tauros could have really worked so well in this matchup. It could have really break down, could have been able to 1v1 certain things. So that really kind of did suck for me there. So I have to bring my Volcanion now. This is my only realistic switching to this thing now. And now I am in this position where I have to think to myself, okay, what do I do here? I can go for a Steam Eruption predicting the Blastoise to come in. I could go for a Flamethrower predicting Gardevoir to come in to trace my Water Absorb for this match. So I'm just trying to think out all the possibilities. Also, sorry if you hear any like noises. I'm taking a sip of some soda and stuff. So. Oh, soda. He can go to whatever that one is. So he goes with U-turn. I actually calced out that damage, and he did confirm that he was jolly, which again was 100% a 50-50 roll with that high jump kick. If it was adamant, the roll, it was probably still a roll, but the roll was heavily in his favor. But it also would have let me know any specific personal information that I needed for his set. So at this point, I actually do click Flamethrower here, just because of the fact that Flamethrower is kind of still free for the most part against this team. And even if he stays in, again, Volcanion takes one, and Flamethrower into Steam Eruption, or just Flamethrowing twice, can really bait in a lot of things right there. So a lot of things to kind of factor in there. So he's going to bring in the Blastoise series. I actually do click Flamethrower here, which is pretty interesting to say the least. And we do a nice chunk. I decided to make a bit of a risky play right here. And I actually choose to go for a Steam Eruption here, as he does reveal to you as he is Shell Smash Blastoise, which I called in the team builder that he would be Shell Smash Blastoise. But to my surprise, I didn't see this apparently at first until after a switch in later. He was not White Herb. He was Sash. Well, or it could have been Rocky Helmet or something. But as you saw in the video, he was Sash. So I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. He's minus defensive. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can just save my Volcanion. And my best switch into Volcanion here is my Sylveon. Because if he goes for Aura Spear, it's not the end of the world. If he goes for Earthquake, that's really, really bad. So drop it in my Sylveon right here. As he reveals to be Focus Blast, does not miss the Focus Blast, so both of his inaccurate fighting type moves do connect, and actually does nothing to Sylveon at +2, surprisingly. So I look at the calc, and if he's no HP invested, Quick Attack does 27 to 37%, and he looked pretty much dead in range of Quick Attack. And even with the Timid Nature, it killed. I'm pretty positive it killed him at this range if he was no HP. He's obviously had to be like no HP investment to have freaking Focus Sash as his main item of choice there, in my honest opinion. So I go for Quick Attack. It should guarantee the kill, but unfortunately, it looks like I got a low roll on my Quick Attack. He's gonna go for the Surf. Very surprising to see him go for that. But Sylveon being the GOAT, living on 3 HP. And that really opened the door right here for me. First, I'm going to Quick Attack again. It's my safest play, and he actually sacks Blastoise. In my honest opinion, that was actually the smart play to do right there, because Blastoise, after he gets a Shell Smash and you don't have your Focus Sash anymore, it's not really that useful to keep it around, so... now I have Sylveon here. Absolutely nothing. And I'm trying to think what we gotta do now here. So... trying to think what I want to do is really up in the air to what I wanted to do. So, he's going to bring in Gardevoir to a little bit of my surprise, actually. I figured he would try to go Chomp there to pressure me to kind of bring out what I have for Chomp. But he actually decides to go with the Gardevoir here. And he actually decides to show off Screen's Gardevoir, which I was not expecting at all from this Gardevoir. And I decided to go for the Hyper Voice here, expecting him to kill me right here as he actually gets Light Screen here. But you're going to see that Sylveon is just so goddamn strong, dude. Like, even with Light Screen, look at that. And Gold actually pointed out this play, and looking back at it and hearing his opinion on it, I do think I should have did what I should have done. Because you're about to see here that he's going to click Moonblast or Psychic, whichever one he went for. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Moonblast. Or was it Psychic? It was Psychic. He clicked Psychic. I actually went for the Wish that turn when I should have probably clicked Wish first, seeing if I was going to live the hit, and then gone for that. Because then what I could have done is I could have stalled out his turns, and I could have kept Sylveon around, which also would have put in a decent amount of work. But also, if you're going to see here, that first off, I'm going to my Lex right here, set up my Agility. If he wants to set up Reflect, he can set up Reflect, but it just lets me get my Agility boost, which is super important. And he's just going to let me go ahead and get the Agility boost here. And this is actually where you see the Quick Attack damage would have came in clutch. because for one, it was not affected by Gardevoir at all until the recoil happened. And at this point, I'm clicking Facade. And in theoretic terms, Gardevoir was at a roll to kill. It probably would have had to been roughly close to a max roll to get the KO. Because otherwise, it was probably 50-50 on a lid. Guaranteed kill was at max roll. So I'm just trying to think to myself, what do I do here? And he's going to go ahead and just click Moonblast here. I clicked Facade again. Facade was technically a roll, but I had to get the max roll to kill. And again, I got the quick attack. I would have killed this. This would have kept Luxray at health. But in all fairness, as you can see, he brought Yachi Berry again on his Garchomp. Unless I get a freeze on Garchomp, there's nothing really Luxray does except when he gets hit by Earthquake by Garchomp. So in terms, Luxray would have just been sacked off at that point in time with the Chip Damage. Unless I get a freeze. If I get a freeze, I could have honestly had just straight up won with Luxray, which is pretty funny, to say the least. But now I'm in this position where I have to kind of think out my plays here and I have to try to think out what I want to do here now. Because if I was him, he brings in Garchomp, he sets up, he goes for the scale shots, picks me off, has the +1 speed boost now, and he's in prime condition. But instead of doing that, he actually is going to go ahead and drop in his Corviknight against me. I'm a little early saying that, but it's going to happen. And to me, this was a questionable pick. I was wondering why he would do that. I think it made no sense to bring in this thing. As he's going to go ahead and click Tailwind this turn, I'm going to go ahead and click Spark. Because, for one, I didn't think he was going to switch out right there. And if he switches out, it's fine. I get a nice chunk. Do not get the 30% chance to para. He goes with the Tailwind. So now I'm thinking, okay, he is most likely going to be faster than me. He's going to U-turn out. He's going to go into Garchomp. So I'm going to go ahead and click Ice Fang here. Because it easily covered his switch in to Garchomp. But to my saddened dismay, he's actually slower than me. And I went for Ice Fang. If I got the freeze right there, that would have been great. But unfortunately, I do not get the freeze. And at that point in time, we are now in a position where I cannot have Luxray around. And this is where he's going to go ahead and get Garchomp in for free. Garchomp can set up SD. Garchomp can go for offensive move like Scale Shot. He could set up late game rocks if he really wanted to. There was a lot of things this Luxray could do. Garchomp, my opinion. My bad. Garchomp can do. And I was scared because I pretty much lost to Garchomp. And another reason I'm scared, it's now 4-3. I am really in the bad position right now, and I had to really think about what I'm going to be doing towards this matchup now. So now I'm in this position, and I had to do what I think is the smartest play. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my Volcanion here. I had to risk my Volcanion, even though Volcanion could have easily won me the game. I feel like Volcanion was just more of a more of a mon that I just needed to get rid of this Garchomp because it was the biggest threat left on the team, in my opinion. But Playmaker then was also put in this position where he has to click. If he clicks SD, he has a chance to kill me with my Sugar Berry still intact. But if he doesn't click SD, he never kills me unless he crits, obviously. So we're in a very bit of a pickling situation here. I have to click Will-O-Wisp here, and I have to go for it. If I don't land this Will-O-Wisp, the game is literally over, and there is nothing I can do to stop this Garchomp from sweeping me, especially if it's an SD off. There is obviously Lapras, but Lapras I don't think it's a 3-hit KO, I'm pretty sure, because Ice Shard is most likely a 2-hit KO, followed by, Yachi Berry with the Ice Shard damage. It was not going to be enough for a 2-hit KO. But thankfully, I land my Will-O-Wisp here, and now I'm just going to go for a Steam Eruption. There's no reason not to just click Steam Eruption. I do live another Earthquake from the range I am at right now, so I just thought to myself, there's no reason not to. I'm just going to go ahead and click Earthquake. I'm going to go ahead and just click Steam Eruption. There's nothing that stops me from clicking Steam Eruption. There's nothing that's really preventing me from really wanting to click that move. So we're in a really fine position here. And I could have maybe probably some predictions, kind of scared him out and everything like that, but I really think it was that necessary of a kind of prediction, some sort of thing to do. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm literally just gonna click Team Eruption. If I get a crit, this knocks it out. It keeps it kind of healthy. He went for the Swords Dance to get his attack to neutral, which I can kind of understand the play. I don't know if I fully agree with the play, but he obviously wanted to keep his Garchomp kind of healthy enough to where it can start doing a little bit more work before dying to a burn or another hit from a Pokemon. So Volcanion is now going to most likely die, and I have to just sack Volcanion. I cannot bring in Garchomp. If Garchomp could have been avoiding the Scale Shot potentially, I would have brought in Chomp. I would have brought in Hydreigon. I would have clicked my Scale Shotting, and I think at that point in time, I would have been completely fine, and I would have been in a massive driver's seat. Sorry if you hear plastic noises. I'm just moving some stuff around. But yeah, Flame is unfortunately going to go down here. Volcanion put in a lot of work in this game, really weakening down Mons, getting that massively clutch burn on the Garchomp here. And now it's down to 4v2. I am in a very bad situation right now. I go into Lapras, aka Brendan, because it's like my second best Mon left on the team to have to do anything. I have to click D-Dance. That is legitimately my only play at this point in time that I have to go for. I have to click D-Dance in order to have a shot to come back in this game. Because he's going to click Earthquake. It is going to do about 50% of my health. He unfortunately does get a high roll and gets to do 57 out of 59. And there comes my D-Dance here. And everyone's thinking, okay, he doesn't have Ice Shard. He's probably got Avalanche. And I don't know why you bring Avalanche when it doesn't do anything. You get Freeze Dry. And it just makes sense on Dragon Dance. I reveal it. I do have Ice Shard. I knew from my mistakes last time in this matchup. Last time I made a mistake in the matchup was not having priority. By having priority, I changed it up from last time, and I was able to really come back and do some work for the game with Lapras. So now it's now 2v3, or basically 1.5 against 2.5 in some way. This matchup is, I think, honestly, still super, super close. This matchup is super close. It is not done yet. The last Mon has not made its move yet in terms of what the game decides it as. So he's going to actually bring back the Corviknight, which I was a little surprised to see him bring that thing back in. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, because I don't think it would make too much sense to bring Corviknight against me. But he's going to go ahead, and I believe he clicks Tailwind here, I'm pretty sure. At my point in time, I'm thinking to myself, what do I have to do here? And I have to click Liquidation. I was really heavily debating on clicking Dragon Hands here again, but I just could not risk it, so I'm going to go for the Liquidation here. Do some massive damage to him, and now he's potentially in a range of where Ice Shard kills him. But now with the HP recovery, it's like 60-40 on this. 60% of the time, he's going to always live this hit. 40% of the time, he's going to most likely die. So I had to go for Ice Shard. I could have gone for the Liquidation right there, but he had Tailwind up, so he would have outsped me, and I would not have been able to do anything. Excuse me. So I had to go for Ice Shard, try to get this KO here. If Lapras can do it, and it does not, he gets to Roost, and now we're in a position where he can either click Roost again for free, or I can actually click Dragon Dance and get to +2. And in my opinion, I was thinking that so long, but I think that my best choice was to literally attack what was right in front of me and not let any shenanigans kind of go undone and stuff like that. So he's going to Roost here. I'm actually going to go ahead and just skip the battle just a little bit because it's literally just him with Roost plus Tailwind and stuff. So he clicked Iron Head the turn prior to that, and he did not flinch me, which thank God. I would have been extremely salty if that was a flinch. But now we're in a position where he was spamming. He went for Tailwind again, and he wasted his last turn. He went for another Roost on his last Tailwind turn. It actually put him in a position where he cannot live a Liquidation at the range he is at. So now it's literally coming down to the wire here. I have to click Liquidate. He's going to have to click Roost here. If he either wants to save his alive or just to get rid of this thing and just say, okay, you did your job, so now let's go ahead and this and that. So it was really that play right there. So I go for the Liquidation right here. I had to hope and pray he got his kill. I'm pretty positive it was going to, but then it dropped, which guaranteed it. So that means Corviknight went down. He definitely made a bit of a misplay, not using his tailwind turns effectively. He basically set them up. The mom died. No, was it the nanny or something from Resident Evil or something like that? I don't know. I was making like Resident Evil jokes and stuff like that. But now the Crystal's in, and Crystal, if it shell smashes, he hard chokes. He like legitimately hard chokes. So I'm gonna liquidation here. He's actually just gonna go for the attack here. He should have been weak armor. Weak armor would have been probably more funnier. But if he was weak armor, he would not have probably lived that hit, and he would have died. So he was sturdy weakness policy with shell smash, which definitely was a kind of a cool tech idea there. But he's gonna go for the exorcism, knock out Lapras. Lapras putting in a ton of work, getting 2 KOs this matchup, which was really good. But now it is Hydreigon against the world, and now I have to think to myself, what in God's green name do I do to win this game with Hydreigon? And the thought came to me, if I had put another Dragon move on Hydreigon or gone for something like Crunch, I could have been in a more better situation. But now the problem is this. My best way to hit this thing is Scale Shot, Iron Tail, and Thunderfang. I decided to click Thunderfang as it is the less likely of the 3 moves I have listed that is going to be able to miss and I'll be able to connect roughly. As you also know, Thunderfang was there to deal with Corviknight and Blastoise that they started getting out of hand a little bit. So now it's 1v1. Both Mons are at full HP. He doesn't know if I'm Scarfed, and if I'm Scarfed, I pretty much just choked the game. But now it literally comes down to landing high jump kick into U-turn because high jump kick does not guarantee knock me out. I do live this hit. He gets a max roll, and that's a little unfortunate. But I go for the scale shot here, and I do get the 3 hits on the first round. And this is where it all comes down to, guys. If I get scale shot and it connects, and I get 3 scale shots, I win this game. If I don't, I miss or only get 2, then playmaker is going to win the game right now with U-turn. So it's literally going to come down to the final turn. And I was not going to lie, I was trying to build up the suspense of the matchup. But I go for the scale shot. I get 1. I get 2. And that is the game, and we lose. So, yeah, we unfortunately lose to Playmaker in Week 10 of the TBL. Very unfortunate, but we gave a fight. We gave a show to the people of the TBL Twitch server and overall on Twitch itself. And this was definitely one of my all-time, I would probably put in my top 3, if not almost top 1, favorite leagues I have ever done. It was so fun. It was so enjoyable. I had a blast battling a lot of new people, some old people I used to face, like my boy Hoodles, which I didn't get the chance to face from the preseason. And then there were some other people. We had the opportunity to play Gold again. We had the opportunity to play against Playmaker, who's also a big name in the YouTube scene lately. And just overall, the team itself was just amazing. I think it was really great, and I had a lot of fun this season. I'm going to do more talking of this type of stuff when the draft recap goes out. And as of time, again, so at the time of recording this video, Gold has, he probably would have already played his game, and we would have known if he made playoffs or not. So just be on the lookout. If you see a draft recap after the Week 10 battle, then you know that we did not make playoffs. But if you see a team builder after the Week 10 battle, then you'll know that we are still in the playoff hunt. But here's the thing: if we make playoffs, we're rematching Quincy for the 3rd straight time. Not Quincy, Playmaker for the 3rd straight time, which just would be funny. Because the thing is, we brought kind of our best in the first round. Then the second round, we brought our absolute best, and now the 3rd round, we're gonna have to literally get extremely creative and have to really think out our plans if that goes down to it. But overall, GG's to Playmaker. It was an intense 1-0 loss, which I think literally there was no loser in this match. This was both winners literally excelling in this matchup. But yeah, that is going to be it for the TBL on the recording side of things, guys. Again, if you see a recap after this video, that means we did not make playoffs. If you see a team builder after this recording, then we have made playoffs and are making our shot to try and go and make the playoffs a reality for most. So, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Shocker crew today because you're really king of the crew. And with that being said, I'll thank you all so much for your love, your support, and just checking out the videos. Until next time, guys, I'm Phil Shocker, and I say Hedgehog. I'll see you guys later. Peace.